I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds have put the work in, we got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of left, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'm a beast of the net. They can never be me, nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now
whatever narrative she's got going on. What's your opinion, man, and what's your viewpoints on some of the things that's going on in this country right now? And what do we need to do to get back to some American values?
First, before I answer that, I just want to say thank you for having me on. You know, we did the other interview.
Yeah.
It wasn't live. Or
No,
it wasn't
live
in
is always
person.
different.
Right. So I appreciate you having me on. It's crazy. Like stuff that's happening today is like it's like, am I watching a movie that
crazy.
Somebody wrote out and said this is how I want things to go? You know, because you got they're pushing the agenda, the gay agenda, the LG, you know, that whole thing. Okay, I'm fine. That's the lifestyle you want to lead, but don't push it on my children.
On that note, and I talked about this before, what about the Dalai Lama thing? Did you see it?
No, you mentioned that to me earlier. I just now hearing about it. Because see, I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't watch the news, because it'll have me pissed off all the time. So I try to keep my mind in a positive
somebody
state.
went out. I said it on Big Hurt channel, but briefly, you know, the video shows him and he's with this young boy, and you know, first he hugs the boy and he touches his forehead, and then he sticks his tongue out and he does this thing with his tongue, and he tells the boy to come suck his tongue, and he invites the boy in, and they're talking about somebody tried to explain to me that, oh well, you know, the parents are right there and he's exchanging energy and blah 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 blah. And I'm saying, you know what, there's all type of people who use religion for purposes that's not very, that's they have undertones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and so I don't care who it is, there's certain things in there, and it's like they, and that's how they used to do back in the days in Rome and all these other places where the priest, high priest, is doing stuff and nobody said nothing. Mm-hmm. And it's like this stuff right now is all in our face, man. Like you said, some of the stuff with the kids is all in our face, man.
Yeah, they're making it so that you have no choice but to accept it. And what's happening, people are just walking into it and accepting it. 10 years ago, we'd be like, oh, hell no, we're not gonna watch that. We're gonna turn it. But every time you turn the channel, there's something with their agenda on it. The cartoons, even they're starting to advertise the food in that way. You see commercials with those agendas on it. So what's happening is they're trying to slow down the birth rate. They're trying to keep us from reproducing. And when I say keep us, people that have this color. Because their birth rate is slowed down. Yeah, I know what they say in the news. Oh, we have our birth rate is behind. No, there's always been.
Thoughts for you when I miss the old you. We died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous. Scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard. I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love. You never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad. I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view.
Hey, peace everybody. What's up? I almost forgot I had a show to do tonight. I was on, just doing some research. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be doing a show. And I almost said, I'm going to just let it go. But I said, no, I committed to this. And I preach being consistent. So I had to do it. I had to get on and just do something. And funny thing is, let me just give y'all a heads up. That video that I was showing is from a channel called Fresh Out. Very good people there, Big Hurt. I went out there in California on, I think it was the 15th of April, and did that interview. And so far, man, a lot of people watched it already. It just got released today. I think it's up to like almost 1,500 or more views right now. And that's just part of the video. That's part of the interview. It's a lot more that we talked about. And usually I don't talk about current events and things like that. But what was great about that interview, I got to share some insights on some things. And we're gonna do another interview, or part 2, where I'm gonna bring the receipts of everything I talk about. I like my receipts. I like my proof about history. And since COVID, I haven't really talked about history a lot. I went on to some other things, talking about trust, how we need to be protecting our assets with trust. And I noticed that I'm coming across a lot of channels talking about protecting our assets with trust more and more, which is a good thing. I'm talking about our people. They, are getting into it and getting familiar with what trust are and connecting their trust to their assets and protecting themselves. So that's good. But shouts out to Big Herc and them. Go to their channel, subscribe. They got a lot of good information. That channel is dedicated to people who have spent some time behind bars and now they're out, and he's talking about positive things. What can you do after prison life? And that's why it's called Fresh Out. Of course, I've never had that experience like that before, but I'm just honored that they wanted to include me into their platform to share what I have to talk about, although I'm not their typical guest that they would get. So shouts out to them. But I'll be back again. We got it. Listen, our people, just because they've been to prison doesn't mean that's a death sentence for their career and their prosperity. Plenty of people get out and they continue to be prosperous. Like when I visited there in California, one of the people he knew, they had a car show and an art show together. And the guy who was hosting it, he had spent some time. He was one of those big deal dudes, drug dealers, big international borders type guy. I met him face to face. I won't even say his name, but he's an artist and they're prospering. They're prospering. So anybody can prosper if they put their mind to it. You don't have to have bad things can happen to you, but you can still pick yourself up and do good for yourself. Like Big Herc can, he's doing very well for himself. So once again, thanks to that channel. I look forward to doing it again real soon. So go there, subscribe to the channel, and check them out. I just paid y'all a little piece of it. That little clip that they played was a very good clip, but it's a lot more. We talked a lot about a lot of different things. So, okay, today, and this is the In God We Trust show. I'm not going to keep you guys all night, but I wanted to read something to show you that the Bible is built on nothing but trust. And it comes from I think it's Psalms 91. Psalms 91. Here it is. And the word trust is everywhere here. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, for my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare, from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will fear not. Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. I'm sorry. I'm just moving kind of quick here. Let's share the screen. Hang on. Let's go here. Share this. There it is. All right. Well, the rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. So, right in the beginning of this, it talks about trust. You know what I say? If you set your trust up, you're protecting your assets. You're protecting your money. Just think about, they come, you say you have an IRS debt or something. But if it's in your social, they getting everything connected to that social. But if it's in a trust, they can't touch it. You get sued. If it's in a irrevocable trust, let's be clear, irrevocable trust, they cannot touch it. You get sued. And you have all your things in the trust. And the other thing I talk about, if you purchase a car, right? You put it in a trust. And I tell you, put cars in trust by themselves. Not put them in trust with your houses and your silver and all your other valuables. Put a liability like a car, because to me, a car is a liability. Because every time you get in behind the wheel of a car, you can potentially get into an accident and damage property or even harm someone. And they're going to sue. But if that car is in a trust by itself, they can only sue what that trust owns. And that's it. Nothing else. You see, I wouldn't even like if I have a car in the trust and you say you got a car payment, I wouldn't even open. Well, I would open up a bank account, but I'll just leave just enough money in there just to pay that car note. That's what I would do. I wouldn't have a substantial amount of money in a bank account connected with the name of that same trust. And what you can do, if you have a name of a trust, you can get more than one EIN number and just use one of the EIN numbers for banking purposes. Because you can, they have on when you're picking your EIN, it asks you, what's the purpose of this? It has different reasons: started a business, open a trust, with all of these things. So there's one option just for opening a bank account. But you don't realize you can have more than one EIN for the same business for different purposes. For accounting purposes. You see? So put your stuff in the trust. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm would overtake you, no disaster would come near your tent. So what this is saying, if you turn your trust, irrevocable trust, connected to God, your religion, what happens? You make God your refuge. No harm will overtake you. No one will take your property. As long as you have not caused harm to someone. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra, and you will trample the great lion and serpent. Because he loves you, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. So you got to acknowledge God in your trust. He will call on me and will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. There you have it. I just wanted to read that. Somebody had sent me this. Hey, read this. If you need some strength, read this scripture. And they said Psalms 91, and I read it. And I said, wow, this is just talking about trust here. So, where's my screen at? I thought I was sharing the screen there, and I wasn't. Oh, I didn't add it. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't add it to the stream. I'm not going back and read that. Who's in the house? Corinne, as always. C. King Bay is always in house. There's the link to that video that I showed you from Fresh Out. And peace from Brazil. Oh, you in Brazil, brother? Again? Didn't you go there last week? What's going on in Brazil? What's happening in Brazil? Huh? Mail order bride? What's going on? I think you was there last year around the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Well, have fun, bro. I got to get to Brazil. Yeah. Brazil, I got to get out there. Check it out. Never been there before. So, all right, got a couple of webinars coming up. We got the webinar for the updated passport, how to get it with the child support and IRS debt. Then I got another student loan webinar. I got a big campaign that I'm doing on student loans. That's coming. And I got to do another webinar on IRS and taxes, those two things, like separately. So we can update those techniques that have been successful, but I got some more ammunition to add to that. So that's coming. What else? If you're not part of the membership, get a part of it, because that sucker's about to go up. I'm about to double the price on that. I'm slowing down entry into the membership, and the way I'm doing, I'm upping the price. So if you really want it, you want the information, you're gonna pay a little bit more for it. So don't wait too late if you're thinking about it. Do not wait, because I'm about to throw some very good information in there. Once I knock off a couple of things, I have some companies I'm setting up some trusts I'm helping people with, some churches I'm helping build, and I'm about to wrap that up because I finally got the information back from the California Secretary of State, and they got a new feature. Remember, I had to mail in all of the church setups. Now they let you do it online, which is good. But it seemed like it take a little bit longer when I do it online to get the approval. I don't know. It took about 3 weeks to get the approvals back. So that's coming. So if you want to know how to correctly set up your church without being a 501c3, come see me. Come talk to me. I'll show you how to do it. It's simple. Not a lot of, well, if you want me to set it up, I'll set it up with your bylaws, everything you need, give you the information, go set your bank accounts up, all of that and some. So anyway, 826. Let me see. Take a swig here. Let's see what the ancestors want me to tell you. May 17th. Halfway gone. Next thing you know, we'll be in June. Half the year gone. We'll be doing another prosperity ritual before you even know it. And I'm going to tell you, this year, a lot of things have transpired for me this year. A lot of challenges I'm meeting. It's just like everything's happening all at the same time. And I'm ducking haymakers, uppercuts, moving out of the way. It's just everything coming. But I'm staying strong. I'm maintaining. I tell you, when you talk this stuff, it will make you live it out. It'll really show you for who you are. So if anybody who's thinking about getting out there, coaching people on these different topics and doing those types of things, I'm gonna warn you. It's gonna try to make a liar out of you. And I mean, there's times of, challenges with the trucking company. I was even talking about it this week. I was ready to shut it down just because it was easy. I didn't want to pour out any more money. But, I had to get back into my Reverend teachings and realize that all of this is happening because a big reward is coming. I have to invest. I got to push forward. Like right now, I'm seriously considering getting another truck. I'm getting a little pushback on it, but one truck if that one truck gonna go down, we ain't making no money. I got to have another truck rolling. Some extra expense, but to me, I know in my spirit, it would be the right move. You see? So I got the paperwork in my email and to sign off for the second truck. Actually, I could get 3 trucks. I got another place wanting to give me another truck, but I only have 1 extra driver. So I need 1 more driver to get 3 trucks. But listen, I know you guys are wanting to do big things, but in order to do big things, you must meet big challenges. See, you have to understand that. If you're not being challenged, if you're not meeting big challenges, then you're not doing big things. And one of the biggest challenges is your drive to be successful and be consistent and turn off the TV, turn off social media, and focus on your goals. Focus on your wealth, your prosperity. Fellas, stay focused on your mission. The women will show up when you do that. You don't have to go looking for them. They will show up. And the ones that are not for you, they'll walk away. Only the ones that are for your mission will stick around. So if you moving forward and you're doing something positive and your ladies walking over, the one you're dealing with walk away, be okay with that. Because they not for the mission. They not qualified. Be good with that. Yeah, it's disappointing. Because how you know she get in there, she can screw you up. Trust me. Let them go. Because only you got to live with yourself. You're accountable to you. People come, they go. We love for people to stay and maintain with us. You know, because if you're a real man, you want to be able to provide for your woman, your children, and do very well, because that's what drives you, and that's what makes you happy. Seeing you don't do all of that for you, you do it for them, just to be proud that you did something, built something for your family. And sometimes the people you're building for don't really appreciate that or even see what you're trying to do. And if they don't see it, that's okay. Keep doing it. Keep moving forward. Don't let it discourage you, because tell you what, the right woman will show up. You don't have to force it. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to force anything to work. She will show up for you. But stay true to your game. Stay true to your mission, your calling. Stay true to that. Okay, fellas? All right. All right. Half the year's gone. Stay with it. Y'all can do this. Remember what I always say. You guys are divine manifestations of God. You are nothing but the truth. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect the way you are. The only thing that will make you feel like you're imperfect is your own thinking, your own misguided thinking that something is wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are all right. Don't believe what the churches say. You're a sinner. You're a wretched being. Can't never live up to anything. Nah, it's not true. You're perfect. How you are. Yes, can we all do things differently to have better outcomes? Yes. Regret is not for the righteous. We see the error of our ways, we move on, we let it go. We forget that the former things have passed away. We don't dwell in regret and sorrow. We realize, hey, that doesn't work, no good. Let me move over here to the positive. Positive reinforcement thinking. Try to stay away from shows, music, and anything that contradicts your success. Stay away from the debasive music that downgrades or put down our women, glorify drugs and all kinds of violence against each other. Stay away from that. There's nothing positive coming out of that. And that is a deliberate agenda to keep you in an impoverished state of mind. That type of music or any type of programming that reflects that. You cannot build wealth and sit there and watch and listen to things that call women bees and hoes and bad bees and all of this stuff. I'm sorry. And people, I just like to be. Yep, yeah. And you're listening to the words, and it's getting into your subconscious, and it's subconsciously programming you to act like a bad bee or a hoe and all of those things. We see it. The evidence is there. Young to old, you see that. You see it. Where before they present their intelligence to you, they're presenting their body. Okay? So, brothers, stay on your game. All right, so Spirit is not telling me to say much more. I'm waiting. Nope, nothing else to say. Well, peace, prosperity, extreme wealth to all. And what I will do, just play a little bit more of the clip and then shut it down. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Here you go.
because that's what it is right now. The black men and black women is arguing all the time about something. When they put us on TV, we fighting about something, and it's mainly you see the black woman upset with it. What? Give me a movie or a show that shows a father in a good light.
Well, just by you saying that, the first that popped in my mind was Kevin Samuels and how they cheered when he got killed.
Right.
Well, not. I don't know. They say he got killed. They say he died from. But who? You know.
That's fishy.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You know, but long as they can, this whole agenda is to do one thing: kill masculinity. They come up with this term toxic masculinity. What is that? Then if there's a toxic masculinity, there got to be a toxic femininity. You can't have one without the other.
You're right. It can't be just one side.
It can't be just side. One side, but they just want to hold it. But what they're calling toxic masculinity is men who just want to be men. We don't want to, actual masculine men don't want to act like females. They don't want to do anything a female does. They don't even want to be associated. Well, you wearing something that look like what a woman wear. But they trying to make that like that's wrong. You're not getting in touch with your feminine side. No, I don't need to get in touch with my feminine side. I'm masculine. That's all I want to be. Because that's where I feel comfortable. That's where I'm happy.
When did it become wrong, man?
But it became wrong because just think about it. If you have a strong, masculine black male in the house, what you think is going to happen? You're going to have a household that's going to have stable children in it. See, look, a lot of the whole, if you look at what's really happening, go to